Hello, everyone. Welcome to this little vlog. I haven't done one of these sort of off the cuff videos in a while, but something happened today that I thought was worth sharing in this format. Up here on the roof of my building, I got some new plants. Don't know if you could see them. There's more coming. Anyways, the weather is getting really nice here in Cairo, and trying to enjoy the outdoors a bit more. So something happened today that I wanted to share with you guys, especially those of you who are really interested to know what it's like for a visually impaired person who is not living in the developed world or the first world countries, what things are like for us over here. I'm in Egypt, for those of you who don't know yet. And today I had to get a quick medical checkup at the university where I work in order to get some papers done for a government insurance and medical insurance, that is. And I never had medical insurance before, so I thought, yay, that's a good thing. So I go to the university, I get the papers ready, I go to the clinic to get the checkup, and the first thing the doctor asks me to do was to stand on a mat at the doorstep, at the door to his office, and look at a Snellen chart um, and try to read anything off of there. Of course, as usual, I could barely just read the very top letter, the really big one. Over here in Egypt, we usually use the Snellen chart that has a bunch of C shapes, and the open side of the C is in a different place. Some of them are right, left, up, down, and you just have to tell the doctor where the opening is. I could only read the very first letter, and even that was just barely. So he looked, as usual, when these things happen, he looked a little bit confused and unsure about what to do. And he went and fetched his supervisor, who was an older lady. Um, and she looked at me and asked me to do the test again, and I couldn't read anything. Nothing changed in the last minute. And I explained that I have some unusual form of retinitis pigmentosa, that this is a genetic condition that I've had since birth. And she recognized the name of the condition, and she asked me a few questions like, is it progressive? Like, I don't know. It may or may not be. It differs from one patient to the other. Does this affect your ability to teach? And I'm like, well, I use magnifiers. I can't really do any work without these magnifiers, but with the magnifiers, I can do a pretty decent job. So she's like, okay, and she left. Um, I finished the checkup and was sent back to her office. And I took the opportunity to ask her, is this going to affect my ability or my eligibility for this insurance? And she said, well, usually in a case like this, we would have to say that you're not eligible for insurance, but I'm going to see what I can do to get it to go through so that you can have your insurance. And I was a little bit skeptic, a little bit unsure about this, especially because I also asked the other doctor, and he was very sure, very confident, replying that no, there would be no problem, this is fine. Um, so I kept asking. I told her, like, I don't understand. I thought it might make a little bit of sense um, if you wouldn't grant me any vision related insurance, but the rest of it, I don't see why that would be a problem. The benefits of this insurance are still unclear to me, anyways. But yeah, she said something about the system and bureaucracy and whatever. Apparently, someone someone who is legally blind, such as myself, supposed to get some kind of certificate from the government that says that they're a disabled person. I've never had such a document. Um, but she also told me that usually something called a certificate of qualification is sufficient. But since I have already graduated university and have a PhD and have proof of these degrees, that usually that is sufficient to fill in for that, exempt me from the requirement of this certificate. So she was, at the end, she looked pretty hopeful that she could get my papers through. She said she'll do her best. And honestly, I felt a little bit weirded out by that. I mean, I was grateful that she was helpful and understanding and everything. But at the same time, it really doesn't feel right that whether or not I get insurance depends on one person's discretion. This one person, just because she decided to help me and to be flexible and understanding, things might be okay for me. But if it were someone else who is grumpy and in a hurry and just wants to get their job done, they might not have helped me so much. So the other thing is, I don't understand why a government issued insurance would care about whether or not my condition is genetic, that it was something I got from birth, or if my blindness was because of an accident. I mean, I understand why a private insurance company would care about that, because they're playing a probability game and they're trying to make profit. So if you are someone who is very likely or have a high probability to be blind or to have an accident or to die of something genetic or inherited, I would understand that they would consider this a high risk for themselves and not want to give that person insurance. But if it's a government insurance, I don't understand why the government would care about that, because technically government insurance should not be motivated by profit. Then again, I don't really quite understand how this government insurance works within the context of how it works with my university and how all of that goes. But anyway, I just think it's a bit unfortunate that I have to kind of worry about that a little bit. Not that I'm too worried, but I don't know also what would happen if I am found to be not eligible for this insurance, because I think the university could not keep hiring me if I'm not eligible for that insurance, as much as I understand. Anyways, try not to think about it too much. Just wanted to share that funny bureaucratic third world country stuff. Anyways, I've got more coming up soon. I have a very interesting interview in the works coming up. And until then, I hope you're all doing well. And I'm going to leave you with this beautiful sunset.